Brian Griffin is a 10-year-old talking dog on the show Family Guy. He has been with the Griffin family since Peter picked him up in one of the earlier episodes as a stray on the streets of Quahog.
No thank you. I just had it cleaned. No, jeez.
All set, sir.
On the show, we can see that most characters are shown to be really unintelligent, which is what makes the show funny, but the thing that sets Brian apart from others are his qualities, including being a companion for the family, his ability to speak intelligently, and that he can drive a freaking car. But if you are a die-hard fan of the show, you have probably noticed that Brian's character has changed massively over the years, and today I'm going to be analyzing and diving deep into Brian's character transition throughout the show. So grab some snacks, relax, and enjoy the video. Brian's personality. Brian starts out as a voice of reason and a good friend to Peter, but with the show's progress, he transitions into a more selfish, pretentious, and egotistical person because of his bad behavior, which he keeps blaming on others than himself. I personally don't think that Brian's personality has changed. In fact, I believe his intelligence was always average. Let me explain. Brian was originally portrayed as an intellectual person, but later on we see that he starts being exposed by other characters, revealing that he's just pretending to understand complex subjects. My theory is that Brian has always had an average level of cleverness. He was just never caught in the earlier episodes, and it just took a while for people to figure out the truth. For example, in the episode Road to Multiverse, Brian pretends that he already knows what the multiverse theory is, and Stewie asks him about it.
This is it, Brian.
What's that?
It's how I got the pig. You ever heard of the multiverse theory, Brian?
Well, of course I have, but I'm wondering if you have.
Oh my God, so transparent. Well, the theory states that there are an infinite number of universes coexisting with ours on parallel dimensional planes.
Dimensional planes, right?
Don't do that.
This episode is also where Stewie and Brian travel to different universes. In one particular world called the Reverse Universe, where the roles between mankind and dogs have switched, they find the human version of Brian called Human Brian. He actually leaves the world with Brian and Stewie, hoping to make a better life for himself among humans, but he dies in an accident the moment he steps on the street.
Ah, look at him go. Free in a world of his own kind, where he can finally reach the full potential. Oh my God, he got hit by a car!
Also, in season 13, Brian took the SAT exam instead of Meg, trying to get her decent results, which later was revealed that his score was actually terrible and he isn't clever at all.
That's the worst score in my class!
What?
Damn it! Why did I ever think you were smart?
That's not possible.
Brian's stupid! I must alert the townsfolk.
If you think differently or have any other theories to share, please comment them down below. I would love to hear them. Although we see Brian's intelligence as average, we're usually viewing him as a person, even though Brian is a dog, and as a dog, he must be one of the smartest, if not the smartest animal in the show's universe. There's a fan theory about this, suggesting Brian is most likely a CIA genetic experiment, and this explains why his personality and mind are those of a human while his body is just an animal. The theory gathers evidence from the show Family Guy and American Dad, and they are surprisingly convincing. On the show American Dad, there are other talking creatures that are not human, which are confirmed to be CIA experiments. American Dad and Family Guy also take place in the same universe and are made by the same creator.
Stan, I need $50. They're selling a biopsy of Celine Dion's uterus on eBay. The hell kind of dog is it? I was gonna ask the same thing.
The reason for Brian being the same is that on the show we see Brian having a child named Dylan, which is a human.
Tracy? Tracy Flanagan?
Oh my God, Brian Griffin, is that you?
Yeah.
For a dog having a baby with a human, it would just make sense for the child to turn out at least partly dog, which isn't the case with Dylan because he is fully human. Brian is indeed the product of a genetic experiment. This could potentially explain how his biological child could still be born human. And also, he acts too much like a human. The things like pursuing careers, having hobbies, paying bills, driving, and even his interest in a partner includes women, which are human if you were in a word. Although this part of the theory may not be as strong as the child part, because after all, it's just a cartoon, people. It has to be interesting somehow. And also, one extremely suspicious thing I always noticed about Brian was that he barely ever gets treated as a dog, and people just casually treat him as a human. I always thought that was somewhat strange, but you let me know your opinions in the comment section. I personally think it's because of his ability to talk and communicate. Maybe that's why people don't find him strange. Okay guys, that was it for today's video. If you have any ideas about Brian's character development, or want to share your opinion, or have any video suggestions, please comment them down below. See you in the next one.